Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. In this analysis, I want to reveal for you inside plan why President Uhuru Kenyatta's 10-day activity that are remaining to the general election is intended at making sure that Raila Odinga crosses the 50+1 mark. And this analysis is coming at a very critical time because the very last opinion polls are now showing a neck-to-neck tie between Raila Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. While in the campaign trail, you have seen William Ruto coming out to beg President Uhuru Kenyatta that please stay aside so that naweza pambana na Raila Odinga. Now, I want to reveal to you critically what is in store for President Uhuru Kenyatta, what is in the diary. And I don't know whether you have, if you've been keen enough in the Kenyan, if you've been following the Kenyan politics, you realize that the president has been a very busy man, attending different farewell parties from different ministries, from different departments. Today, I think there was one by the military team. The media is also running with the story that President Uhuru Kenyatta have started packing private belongings in the nation, different state lodges, preparing for the new administration. But keen to my interest, there are some 5 key projects that the president is yet to launch before he exits the office. I don't know whether you will call them legacy projects, but at the end of the day, we will really have to interrogate and see whether these are his legacy projects or not. President Uhuru Kenyatta is supposed to launch the Nairobi Expressway. Already it is in operation. It is one of the projects that people who stay in Nairobi, the middle class and the driving class, really appreciate. Even though it comes up with some charges, but if you want to beat traffic in this town, especially in weekends, during weekends, then it is a solution that you can take. If someone gives you the map of Nairobi and the other East African countries, capital cities of East African countries, they will actually, you will come to understand that Nairobi is a super special town in the East African bloc. One of those is that Nairobi Expressway. And by the way, even I was in Mlolongo. It's really stretching to that end. Kisumu is developing, is coming over, and Naivasha is also another town. You will take everything from President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But again, these are some of the things that is yet to do. To me, this is a very key campaign tool for Nairobi voter, and especially the middle class and slightly above the middle class voter, even though they are not majority, but they're influential in different capacities. After that, President Uhuru Kenyatta is supposed to tour the port, Kisumu port, alongside Raila Odinga. I saw Raila was saying, I think speaking to the Nation newspaper, one of his handlers was saying that in 2019, what made the president to know what was happening at the port is that contentious whisper where president broke the security protocols and sneaked in with Raila to go and see that port. Then from there, they went and now started organizing on how they can make sure that that infrastructure is up and running. So from a budget of 20 billion, it was scaled down to a budget of 4 billion. And of course, it's on its routing. It's something that is then starting. So president is supposed to go and inspect that. The other one is Kiringiti Stadium. Kiringiti Stadium is in Kiambu. A state-of-the-art stadium that was accomplished, that was funded by the national government 2 years ago. The brainchild, it was actually birthed when the president toured the area with Amina Mohammed, who is the sports CS. Kiringiti Stadium sits in Kiambu County, which is the home county to the sitting president. So you see the way that is very phenomenal, because at least he's going there and he's retiring. He's going there to show some visibility to what has been done in Kiambu. Nyeri Hospital, or I think it is the Oduor Referral Hospital, maybe I've got it right, but I think I've got it wrong, but it's in Oduor, that was to be renamed Mwai Kibaki Referral Hospital. I think Mwai Kibaki Hospital. That is also another project President Uhuru Kenyatta is supposed to go and launch. Now, in brief, if you look at it, President Uhuru will be in central Kenya in those two areas, Nyeri and Kiambu. Thiba Dam is also on the way, and there is also a big church complex that is being built in Kirinyaga. I think it's between Kirinyaga and Meru. And Nyeri, there is some land there. So these are some of course, the other one for the church is a personal, is a bit of a private project. But you can see that in President Uhuru Kenyatta's administration, you can take away everything. You can criticize handshake. You can criticize him on the inflation, the prices of goods. But one thing you will take away is that President have had a mark in the country's infrastructure. Unlike in his predecessor, Mwai Kibaki, invested more on the roads, and President delivery unit is actually reporting that Uhuru Kenyatta did more roads than all the other. So in terms of infrastructure, if you have to look at subject Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy to a public referendum, then honestly you will take away everything, but you'll have to give him on issues of infrastructure. And because they are capital intensive, that is why I don't want to be so defensive, but that is why there was also massive borrowing. Now, on light on that, I want us to look at this critically. How do you think this is a strategy, or how do you think this strategy by Uhuru is going to bolster Raila's numbers? What Raila Odinga needs, and it's in public domain that Uhuru Kenyatta's preferred candidate is Raila Odinga. So this analysis is premised on that. You can see that what Raila needs now, because as people go towards the election, until the election day, on the very election there will be no undecided voter. Everyone will decide whether they vote for Raila, Wajakoya, Ruto or Mwaure or not vote. So even the very day there is a voter, or rather spoil your vote, but that is also a decision someone will make. So Uhuru is going to just take Raila to the finish line. And to me, that's what they may be looking at is, what do you think needs to be added? What do you think needs to be done? And people who I've always maintained in my analysis that if Uhuru Kenyatta did not endorse Raila Odinga, Raila will not be in the ballot. There will be no need for that. Because I think everything has always been done. Everything have always been said that Raila fared not poorly in the last 3 general elections that he has participated as a presidential candidate. So what makes 2022 different is because he's not on the opposition side, but he seems to be getting the blessings of incumbency. Uhuru Kenyatta brings the incumbency. Can that tilt the scales for Raila Odinga? The answer is yes. And how? I want us to look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to humbly request you to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell, like our video. I will not tire to remind us about our 50 bob challenge for our sister Sarah Atieno Onyango, who is in the hospital, Kenyatta Hospital, diagnosed with acute leukemia. She's undergone through the chemo sessions, and she's due for discharge, but the bill inflated to the tune of 1 million. So we gave ourselves a challenge of 21 days, so that at least 20,000 of us, if they can raise 50 bob each, at least 50 bob, will be in a position to pull 1 million for Sarah, and Sarah will be out of the hospital. I am so grateful for our friends and supporters of this channel. I'm so grateful from my heart. People are doing, supporting. There are those who are sending that and saying, I'm paying for 10, I'm paying for 20, I'm paying, and there is just a lot. I also want to report that gladly enough, there are also some political leaders, some few, that have also promised some checks. And so I am so optimistic that by the end of the 21 days, we'll be pulling the 1 million. We'll write that check and celebrate with Sarah. She is strong, in good spirit. Asanteni sana, guys. Asanteni sana. I don't know how much I can thank you for that. I need to update you. We were, I don't have my phone then, but when I was shooting my previous video, we were at 110,000, I think, somewhere around there. Uhuru Kenyatta's presence in campaign rally will enlighten the Kenyan voter on continuity, the need for continuity. I don't think the focus and the impact of Uhuru Kenyatta's support to Raila Odinga now is perhaps, people look at it as much as saying vote for Raila Odinga. I think it's beyond just vote for Raila. Vote for Raila has been said, but his presence in the campaign trail, or rather his presence in a bit of Raila Odinga's messaging, is going to tell the Kenyan voter to embrace continuity. Embrace continuity for the projects. And if you listen to his speech in Nakuru, he was telling Nakuru voters that vote for Raila Odinga, we have done this, this and this, but for this to be continued and for us to see success, you still need to bring the next person on board. And again, the more you see frequently President Uhuru Kenyatta endorsing Raila, it is going to defatigue William Ruto's supporters. There have been all narratives about vote rigging, and I've always said that it is just a narrative that is there. This election will not be won on who is the best rigger. I don't know whether that is the right English. This election will be won on the voter turnout. And the president will really spur the turnout well by rejuvenating Raila Odinga's bases. Why am I saying that? They are going to Kisumu. Why do you think they are going to Kisumu? They are going to make the pitch for the handshake. In this last stretch, after things have settled, I see President Uhuru Kenyatta pitching for the BBI. Not BBI, but proceeds, positive proceeds of the BBI. Look at when he was talking in Nakuru, he was telling them that you were told that I wanted BBI so that I remain in power. Me, I'm going home. On the issue of capitation to the constituencies in terms of the CDF kitty. So I see a president coming now with a new strategy that will destabilize William Ruto completely. Uhuru's presence destabilizes William Ruto because akisema kitu moja, you realize the other side will always go on frenzy and on attack mode and say everything about President Uhuru Kenyatta. To that, normally disorient their plans. And you know, for example, Raila has a schedule. I've seen that schedule. There is Eldoret, there is Kisumu, there is Mombasa, I think, coast, there is Machakos, there is bit of the central, and then we will finish up in Nairobi. If you look at that, with the president now going to somewhere in Kiambu, what William Ruto's strategies have always done is, whenever president is making an inroad in central Kenya, they will always go and rush there. They will always rush there to do to neutralize. So now that because the president's schedule is a bit unpredictable, they might plan. I don't know whether president will go to Kiambu, then they plan to go to Kiambu the other day, the following day, because again, that will not be within their plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, I see a strategy by Uhuru Kenyatta to help, or rather to push Raila past the line. This will deflate William Ruto's track record. You've always said that we've always done this, we've always done that. But remember, Uhuru is very, very consistent that don't take the positives from government, then run away with the negatives, then criticize the negatives. If you take it wholesomely. So that, to my understanding, is how I think this will spur emotions, will create the euphoria and the buzz around Raila Odinga's candidature. I want to really applaud the guy who came up with the Firimbi initiative, where Rauka movement, where you wake up on a place of Firimbi so that people wake up and go and vote. I think that is very appreciative. That is a very good strategy, and that is something that honestly we really need to appreciate. That was a wise idea. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my bold for tonight, the 29th of July.